going to talk a little bit about the E chord on ukulele today. Quite a difficult chord to play, particularly if you're relatively new to uke. There's a few ways around it though, and it doesn't have to be the big problem chord that everyone kind of sees it as. I'm going to try and put the chord boxes up there, which is something I've never done before, so hopefully that'll work. But let's get to it. So the E chord typically is played like the D chord, but shifted up 2 frets. And the problem with that is, normally when we're playing a D chord, we're using fingers either 1, 2 and 3 on fret 2 of strings 4, 3 and 2, like that. Problem with this is we then need to slide that up 2 frets, and we need to drop our index finger on fret 2 of the first string, which is quite a difficult shape, particularly if you're playing a soprano like I am. It is doable, but it's quite difficult to get to if you're coming from an A or something like that. Quite difficult to get on. So the way most people play that is they will bar fret 4, strings 4, 3 and 2 with this 3rd finger. And then what they'll try and do is bend that finger up so it leaves the bottom string completely unplayed. You can see that bend in my finger there. And then they'll drop their index finger onto fret 2 of string 1. And it does take a bit of practice. There's quite a lot of pressure has to go on this 3rd finger when you're playing it like that. So that's one way of doing it differently. There's also another way to play E, which is this way. So from top bottom I've got fret 1, fret 4, open, fret 2. I quite like that way of playing the E, and often if I'm playing a lot of open chords, like an A or something like that, that will be the E chord that I go to. Again, it's still quite awkward because your fingers are kind of all over the shop. And then there's just one more way that I want to show you today, and that is effectively playing a C chord but shifting that up. So normal C chord, we use our 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 1st string. I'm going to swap that to our 4th finger, and we're going to slide that up to fret 7, and then I'm going to bar fret 4. So we've got a bar, full bar on fret 4, and our little pinky finger on fret 7 of the 1st string. And that, for me, is the easiest way to play an E chord. If you're not used to bars, you're going to have to get used to them at some point. The problem with this chord, and playing the E this way, is if you're coming from a lot of open strings, like an A down here, you've then got to get up to fret 4, get it barred, and just because of the tonal differences, it might not quite fit into your song. I find that often it does, and that is primarily the way I play my E chords. That said, I will play both other ways depending on what I'm doing. What I'd recommend to try and help you get these chords down is to just do some transitions from a chord that's likely to come with an E, like an A for example, and then switch into another E chord shape. I'd try and play them all, get used to them all. So I'll play A, E, A, E, A, E, and I do that for about 60 seconds solid, and slowly you'll find that you get faster and faster at doing that. And I do that with each shape. Until you get those really locked down. I'd probably recommend trying to play each and every single one and learning how to play those, and then you'll find one that kind of fits your style better. I quite often play this open one. I don't see a lot of people playing the E that way. It's just personal preference, and really often I'll come up to this barred E chord and it really isn't that difficult at all. Do your 60-second chord changes, A, E, A, E, or maybe a B to an E or something like that. and just drill that in. Do it once a day, 60-second chord changes between your E. It's only 60 seconds, it's pretty boring, but it's only 60 seconds of your time, so I'd recommend that. Hopefully that's going to help you get your E's into some kind of shape. Thanks for watching.